Yo Minna, welcome back to another video. And in this video, we are going to learn verbs in Japanese. So basically, there are three types of verbs in Japanese: Shidan verbs, Kodan verbs, and irregular verbs. Let's start with the first verb. First type of verbs are Shidan verbs. Shidan verbs ends with ru, preceded by an e or I sound, easy to conjugate. Basically, these verbs are simply and that the verbs that end with ru sound. Okay. For example, taberu, meru, or sheru, teru. China means one stem. The verbs ru only have one stem and they conjugate with it. Next is godan verbs. O means five, godan verbs, five stem verbs. Godan verbs end with u, u, ku, su, tsu, no, wo. The u table of the hiragana. The verbs that end with u sound are godan verbs. For example, kaku, hanasu, nomu, matsu, shinu. These all are Godan verbs that ends with the O sound. Next are irregular verbs. We have two exceptional irregular verbs. Their conjugation differs according to the pattern. So first is suru, shimas or suru. Second is guru, shimas to come, suru to do. Okay. Next, the mass form. Okay. The verbs in Japanese have polite form and plain form. The root form is the plain form and the mass form is the polite form of that verb. Okay. For Ichidan verbs, we just remove the root and add mass. Taberu, tabemasu. Drop the root and add mass at the end of the verb. Iru. Similarly, for Godan verbs, we change the U sound to E sound. For example, kaku, kakimasu. Okay. For irregular verbs, we change suru to shimas and kuru to ikimasu. So remember this suru, shimas, kuru. Chilan verbs, remove the ru, drop the ru, and add tabemasu, ikimasu. For golden verbs, just remove the o sound with e sound. Kaku, akimasu, asobu, asobimasu, nomu, nomimasu. For example, gohanu, tabemasu. I eat rice. Or nihon, thank shimasu. That is Japanese. Next, nai form. Nai form or the good form is used to express the negative form. Rules for Ichidan verbs, similarly same as the mass form. We drop the ru and add nai at the end. Okay. For example, taberu, tabenai. Okiru, okinai. Similarly for Godan verbs, we change the O sound to A sound. In mass form, we change the O to E. And in Godan verbs, in here nai form, we change the O to A. For example, kakanai. Akimas, kakanai. Let's see for example here, nomimas, nomanai. Ikimas, tanai. Wakarimas, wakaranai. We change the Godan verbs by this. Remove the O sound, the A sound in that table. For irregular verbs, we change suru to shinai and guru to konai. Okay, just remember the irregular ones. And for ichidan and gonan, there are these two. For example, niku, tabenai, I don't eat meat. Or shukudayo, shinai, don't do homework. I don't do homework. Next is the te form. This is the most important Japanese grammar. But te form thousands of grammar patterns. After te, it is used to connect actions or make requests, and the te form has a lot of Iran verbs. Similarly, we drop the root and add te at the end. Taberu, tabete. Even ite. Okay. For Bodan verbs, there are some groups that are conjugated differently. The first group is the verbs ending with u, tsu, and ru. For example, motsu and add te at the end. For example, au, atte, motsu, motte. The double te sound. Atte, motte. The next is mu, bu, and no sound. For these sounds, we add n, they. For example, nomu, non they. N sound, n sound, and they. Non they, son they. Asobu, son they. Nomu, non they. Nomu is to drink. And next, the verb is the verbs ending with ku. We move the ku and add it, e, re. Kaku, kaite. Kaku, kaite. Then verbs ending with ku added with ide. Oyogu, oyoide. Oyogu means to swim. Oyoide, oyoide. Okay. Add ide sound. And for verbs ending with su, for example, hanasu. Okay. We remove the su and add shite. Hanashite. Okay. There are these five groups. Remember all of them. And these groups are conjugated in this way. U, su, and ru add te. For example, up. Mu, bu, and nu add nunde. Nomu, nonde. For ku, te, kaku, kaite, ide. Oyogu, oyoide. And for verbs ending with su, remove the su and add ste. Hanaste. And for the irregular verbs, suru turns into shite, and guru turns into ide. Next are the some example sentences for mass form. Mainichi nihongo wo benkyou shimasu. I study there. Next, gohan no tabemasu. I eat. Tegami o kakimasu. I'll write a letter. Next is nai form. Asa gohan no tabenai. I don't eat morning food. Complete. Next, terebi o minai. I don't watch TV. Next, shukudai o shinai. As we don't do I did. A form is sentences gohan o tabete demasu. Eat food and sleep. Tomodachi ni atte hanashimasu. I'm meeting my friend or me. When I meet my friend, I'll talk. Hon o yonde benkyou shimasu. I, while reading the book, I study or I study with in book. So thank you. That's all for today. And if you have any confusion related to verb conjugations, you can comment down below. That's all. Arigatou gozaimasu.